Okay. So Hare Krishna, welcome everybody for this Gita Gyan course, which is presented by ISKCON Seshadripuram. And today we are about to start a new chapter, a new series of Bhakti, which is known as a Bhakti Vriksha. So just I'll give a quick synopsis about what is this Bhakti Vriksha. So it's a systematic study of how to progress in devotional life. Okay, my video was off. Sorry for that. So it's a systematic way of how we can progress in bhakti, and like it's compilation of all the books, not only Bhagavad Gita, but Srila Prabhupada. There are other books of Srila Prabhupada also, which is known as Nectar of Devotion, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Nectar of Instruction. So it's a compilation of all the books of Srila Prabhupada, which talks and it helps the individual to know who are them. So if somebody will be attending this class, it's a weekly classes which will be going to be happening for 1.5 hours. So it's compromises of the first will be having a kirtan, a small kirtan or namamrita, why we chant the holy name of the Lord. So it's a name as a namamrita, and we'll discuss on the topic. So today's topic is like the difference between animal and a human life. So we'll be discussing about the topic. So once we have discussed the topic, we'll go to a second section of the topic. Section 1 is about discussing what is the present. Each week will be having a different topic. So just today's topic is what is difference between animal life and human life, and next week it will be like different topics will be there. So section 2 in today's class only will be game nectar of the holy name. So why are we chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra? What do we get out of this nectar? So for each classes particular, this Namamrita will be there. We will read that and then we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the glories of the holy name, and then we'll chant. And the third will be there, preaching is the essence. So since like this Bhakti Vriksha means a tree, so everyone, you are all connected, and it should be this tree should, this bhakti cult should be expanding. So like that it goes, like one branch is, if somebody becomes a devotee, they will be giving a branches like a bhakti to the other. So that's how the this devotional tree expand. And this is the third session will be there, and the fourth session will be there. Maybe some days I'll be showing you a video, whatever today's topic is there, some Maharaj or some gurus will be there on that. They will be just giving a synopsis on that classes. And the class starts with the icebreaker questions. So it's known as speaking your mind, and that helps you to become freeless, whatever something is there in your mind, to open up and become fearless, because sometimes we keep ourselves back ourselves and we don't ask question also. But remember one thing, whatever questions you ask, it will help other devotees also, who sometimes they might be feeling shy, or whether this is a very small question, they will be thinking, if I ask, somebody will might be thinking, oh, such a foolish person is there, or such a silly question he or she is asking. Don't feel like anything, and please try to interact as much as possible. And if possible, you can turn on your videos also while answering question. And that's a small request if possible, otherwise it's fine. So I'll share my screen again. Yeah, can somebody please confirm if you're able to see that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So once again, welcome everyone for this today Bhakti Ruksha first class, and maybe most probably every Thursday we'll be having this classes weekly basis from we'll fix one day, that is Thursday only we'll have, and this is the last class for this year 2022. Again, we'll be meeting in the next year of a new series Bhakti Ruksha. So we'll take the blessing of Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra Mai, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and Nitai Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Panchatattva, Parshuram Bhagwan, and who is this? Vaman Dev. So you might not be seeing Vaman Dev in all the temples, but we have a deities of Vaman Dev also here. So we'll take the blessing, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Mai, and we'll start with the prayers. So usually we do a kirtan also, but since today is the first day and already some time has passed for the explanation, so today we'll just go with the recitation of the prayers. Maybe devotees, you can unmute yourself and repeat it after me. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya. Haribol, you can unmute yourself, please, devotees, and can repeat the prayers.
ॐ
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य
ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया
ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया
चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन
तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
नमो
विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी निति नामिने
श्रीमते भक्ति
भक्ति
वेदांत
स्वामीति
स्वामी
नामिने
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
नमस्ते
नमस्ते
सरस्वती
सरस्वती
देवे
देवी
गौरवाणी
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
प्रचारिणे
निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्यता देशतारिणे
निर्विशेषशून्यवादी
शून्यवादी
पाश्चात्य
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
जय श्री
जय श्री
कृष्ण
कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद
श्री
अद्वैता
गदाधर
श्रीवासदि
श्रीवास
गौर
भक्तवृंद
भक्तवृंद
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण हरे
हरे हरे हरे
हरे
राम
राम
हरे
हरे
राम
राम राम हरे
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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे
हरे कृष्णा हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा हरे
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 हरे हरे
हरे
राम
राम हरे
हरे
राम
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 हरे
हरे
कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
हरे
हरे हरे हरे राम
हरे
हरे
राम
राम
राम राम हरे हरे
ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जय पताका स्वामिनीति नामिने नमाचार्य पदाय निताय कृपा पदाय गौरी कथा धामदय नगर ग्रामतारिणी मुखम करोति वाचालम पंगुम लंते गिरिम यत् कृपातहम अहम वंदे श्री गुरुम दिनतारणम परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्येश्वरम Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome all devotees. So we'll take that this program is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We'll take his blessing and we'll start the class. And we were also inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, who is the GBC and spiritual master. We'll take his blessing and we'll jump to the icebreaker question, which is nothing but speak your mind. So you might be able to see a question is flashing on your screen. So I'll request devotees, they can answer this question one by one. So the question is, if you were given an opportunity to take birth another time, what you want to become and why? So we have seen like a lot of devotees have a desire, means many people have a desire. So based on that, if you were given an opportunity, what next birth you want to take and why? So if I translate in this Hindi, it will be there. अगर आपको मौका मिले फिर से जन्म लेने का, एक और जन्म लेने का, तो आप क्या बनना चाहेंगे? So we'll ask each devotee. We'll go with first Balram Prabhu. Would you like to answer, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Achha. I want to become again a human being in a spiritual family.
Okay. Nice to hear, Prabhu. And why you want?
Because here we can enjoy the life in a right manner, in an honest manner.
Okay. Okay.
And we can do something to the society.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. We'll go to next devotees. Aviram Prabhu, would you like to answer, please? Ganga Mataji.
Yes. I want to start a new spiritual life.
Means this question is like, if you are given a chance for a next birth, what do you want to become?
A spiritual person.
Spiritual person. Again,
Yes.
that means again you want to become as a human only and
Yes.
do the activities of spiritual. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. We'll go to next devotees. Ganga Mataji. Is it possible, devotees, to unmute? It's a very challenge when we are having this online session. Yeah, anyhow, still we'll try whatever we can do from our end. Mahita Mataji, yes, I was saying.
Prabhuji, I would want to take a life as a lotus flower because then I would feel closer to Krishna's feet, first thing. And second thing, I could always stay in water. It's very pure. So,
Okay. Thank you, Mataji, for answering. We'll go to next Sanjay Prabhu. Am I audible, devotees?
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I don't know how to conduct then Bhakti Vriksha class if devotees won't be there. Usually we don't take online classes, but since lockdown started, we started taking. This is like a offline classes is there, where after the classes we'll be getting nice prasadam also. Right now also the prasadam is being prepared at the temple. If you were there, we could have feed you also. Okay, Hima Mataji, would you like to unmute yourself and answer?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, if I get chance again a second birth, then I want to be a human again as in the devotee family, because whatever if I'm unable to do now, so that I can follow and I can go back to Godhead. I can go closer to Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, next we'll go Neha Mataji.
Prabhuji, if I get next birth, I could want to become Garuda so that I can become the Vahan of Vishnu, and serve Vishnu and follow his instructions. Hare Krishna.
Okay, nice Mataji. Okay, Sri Lakshmi Mataji.
Prabhuji, I would like to become a tiger so that I can roam around in the forest fearless.
That's nice, Mataji.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Sushmita Mataji.
Hi Krishna Sharji, I want to become a human in a devotee family. If my bhakti is left, so I could complete it and go back to Godhead and serve Krishna.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Mataji, for the answer. Okay, Yashika Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, if I were to given a chance, I would like to become a human again so that I can continue my bhakti.
Okay, Thank you, Mataji. Who have not answered till now? Sanjay Prabhu, and last is the Krishna Ki Gita. Can you answer? Who is that? I guess Gitanjali Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Want to answer? If it is fine for you, you can unmute yourself and answer. Sanjay Prabhu, we are waiting for you. Still, everyone have answered. Okay, never mind. We'll proceed with the classes, seeing the based on the time. Okay, so the point here is that all the devotees we have seen Krishna have also given us like whatever desires we have, whatever unfulfillment is there in this body which we are not able to relish. So Krishna have created 84 lakh species. In that 84 lakh species, actually you can travel, or based on your desires, wherever you can go. So for all those devotees who were saying, if I was giving a chance, I like to become as a human and continue my devotional service for you. To be very honest, Krishna have already given you this chance. We don't know how many births we have already taken. And that's the reason you have given a chance. Please, please do not lose the chance after you have got that knowledge. And after getting this knowledge, please don't wait for another life to continue and go, because as we say, apoham achara, so remembrance, forgetful, and everything comes from Krishna. Next birth, if we are taking as a birth as a human also, we don't know when our bhakti will again start. And again, if we have some addiction in this life, again in the next birth also we'll be having some addiction, and again we'll forget the Krishna. So whatever you want to go, please be serious and try to go home back to Godhead in this life only. Why to take risks from the next life? That's what I wanted to say. And that's what it's help when you speak your mind, whatever is there, it will help to this. So we'll see. So with this, will be seeing there are 84 lakh species are there in this material life, and based on that, okay. So based on that, we'll be seeing there are 4 lakh species are there human, and the rest are animal, and this different varieties which we discuss in the class. So today's chapter comes on is that human life versus animal life. Yeah. So let us begin today class. Since we took some time for introduction, so it's there, but it was needed, and from the next class onwards, it will be easy for you. Okay, let's see what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Can somebody understand the Lord? How easy it is? We have discussed this sloka in chapter 7.3. Who wants to read this sloka again one time? Okay, Ganga
Can I
Mataji.
read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mahita Mataji, please go ahead.
Manusyanam sahasarasu kaskid yathati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvataha. Out of many thousands among men, only one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Yeah, thank you. So we have seen after getting human form of body also we have taken. So there to understand Krishna is not very easy. Sometimes I say, people say actually, we can't understand. How is it? But we're saying if a devotee have a faith, he can understand Krishna in a very easy. But Krishna says, Manushyanam Sahasrareshu. So Krishna is saying out of many, many millions and millions of person. First of all, we have taken so many births, but out of millions and millions of person, one actually try to endeavor for perfection. One tries to become perfect in whatever we see in our daily to daily life. Also, if some Matajis are cooking, so she wants to get perfect in whatever she is cooking. If somebody is working, he or she wants to get perfect in their work. If whatever activities we are doing, we want to become perfect. So who is going to become perfect? So especially in this age, Kali Yuga, we see everyone is working like cats and dogs, and the whole day is spent working like what we do. Basically, there are 4 activities which we do in this, it revolves around this one only: eating, sleeping, defending, and having recreation, like it's doing procreation for the family members and all. So that's all. People are not living as a manushyam. So it's, and we are not living as a human being also actually. So why we are not living as a human being will be generally seeing. And Krishna is saying, who knows, who have achieved this perception, actually out of thousands of thousands, only one person actually knows me in truth. So Krishna is saying why it is difficult, we'll be saying. So it's talking about in the way of a perfection, what is the perfection for life, we'll be seeing, like Krishna is talking about. So we, as a human being, we seeing a lot of activities are there. We think, okay, if we get this, we'll be perfect in our life. Let's see. So there is a slide which I have put it there. So maybe there is no right and wrong answer to say. I'll request devotees, they can unmute themselves and say whatever they can see from picture and they can have understood. Anyhow, we are there to explain. But this generally human beings perfection of life revolves around this one only. Okay, can somebody say what this first picture is about?
This
Success,
man is
job.
working with passion.
Haha. Okay. Yes, Prabhu, correct. And what about the second picture?
Achievements,
Okay. So does like working day and night leads happier life or perfection of the life, or achieving whatever you are there, does it leads to a perfection of life? So it's a question mark is there, is this a perfection of life? So we actually consider ourselves this most sophisticated of all the species, different species of lives are there, because the way we live, actually we consider ourselves as most one of the most intelligent, superior and advanced among all the species of life. So maybe I'll just say, so sometimes we think, okay, if I go to this company, or if I join this company, I'll be becoming, if I'm the Mr. Okay, I just join as a fresher, then you go as a fresher, and then you go become a manager, and then you become a top class of that, you will be the CEO of that company. So if somebody, based on their point, they think at that particular life, if I become this, my life is set, my life is perfect, I don't need to do anything. Does it stop there? Sometimes people, we study, okay, there is a small saying in our parents used to say, beta, do standard 10, then no need to study. Then again we go do standard 12, then your life is set. Once you get admission in college, your life is set, no need to do anything. Once you get admission in college, you said you need to study there. And say once you get a job, your life is perfect, no need to have any degree and all those things. So once we come to a job, then we start that this study never stops. Again, day and night we need to study, and we need to upgrade ourselves. So many certification we do, so many of degrees we hold, but do we become perfect? So many people go for master degrees, then again they go for PhD degrees. So is their life perfect? Somebody people think like, okay, if they are getting married, then their life is perfect. The parents doesn't stop there also. They think like, okay, let my boy or girl is there, let them get married, and then their life will be like perfect. And then after that they will again say, oh, where is the kids? And if you are having kids, your life is perfect. But the married people they can say how the real problem actually starts after the marriage also. So some people might be having, okay, if I own a villa or own a house near the beach, I'll be the most happiest person is there. So that is the achievement. Or somebody might be thinking, oh, if my this whatever I'm seeing in this in a shop, this so many wells are there, so many jewelries are there, if I can have those things in my room or in my house, my life is perfect if I get this wealth. So right now anybody will might be earning something, so if they think there is having, so their life will be think perfect. Somebody might be having a car, but they want to upgrade that car, so they want to have a Mercedes Benz, Audi, Ferrari, like that. And if even if they have those cars also, they want to have 5 or 6 cars. So if you see particular all this, there are different desires of human beings are there, which generally people tends towards that way. So even after getting this all things, does it define that your life is perfect? So this a question mark is there, we can understand also what is there. So what is this human life meant for actually? So are we living the way we are living our life is the correct way? Let's discuss more and dig a dive into the topics. Okay, here you are able to see a picture here. So we have heard that man is a sophisticated animal, human beings usually. So there are other species of life are also there, which is known as animal. We can see animal is also here. So these are basically some activities they are doing. So what are this activity which is known as? Can devotees?
Eating food.
Yeah, thank you, Mahita Mataji. So this is the first similarity which you can able to see the screen. When we see, we say that okay, we also eat. Animal also is eating. What is the difference here between us and the animals?
We are eating with a spoon and they are eating with their hands.
Yeah, bingo, perfect, Mataji. So we are eating. The only thing is that they're eating hands, and they might be not using saucer, plates, and all those things. There, we are eating on a most sophisticated way in a dining table. We are drinking the water in the glass. They don't have anything. They just drink like that only. We are having the spoon, forks, and all things. So this is this is the similarity. We can see this is the first thing. They also eating. We are also eating. So then what is like difference between us and the animal? Then we are also doing, they are also doing. Let's see the different one. What is the activity which is then the second similarity between us and animal?
Sleeping.
Okay, so who, I also like to sleep more. So what is the difference here between them and us?
We are sleeping on bed, they are sleeping on bed.
Yes, Mataji. Very good. So here we are able to see they are sleeping on the roads, on the tree, based on where they are living, where they are dwelling. And we are also sleeping on the bed. We think, okay, this 6 inch or 7 inch, whatever mattresses which you are using, we are also getting. Even they don't have a mattress also. But the thing is that we see they're also seeing sleeping very peacefully. The second activity, the similarity between us and animal is sleeping. Let's move on next. Let's say what is the third similarity between us and them? Who can answer?
Family.
Yes, we have also family. They have also family. And what is this activity known as?
Mating.
Yeah, so this is the third activity we see. We also reproduce. And then the offsprings are born. Animals are also reproducing themselves, and then there, that's why the offsprings are born. We also say, okay, this is my father, this is my mother, this is my cousin, this is my brother, these are my this others we say, and we have so much of complex relationships are there, and we say, okay, and then we, if we are a part of the family, and so animals also have a family. They have also their nears and dear ones. So in this life we have got this family. So this is the third thing which is known as a mating, or people reproduce themselves to continue their generations. And let's see one more activity is there, which is the difference, similarity between this. What you are able to see in this screen? Mahita Mataji, want to answer?
Fighting.
Fighting. Okay, yes, Mahita Mataji. Neha Mataji.
Protection.
From
Yes, Hima Mataji, protection is correct. Neha Mataji was saying something, please go ahead.
protecting themselves from evil or bad enemies.
Yes, protecting from enemies. Yeah. Astha Mataji, can you say what these people are doing? Who are
Who are
these?
these? They are soldiers who protect the country.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So we are seeing, devotees are able to hear me?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Okay, okay, thank you. So we are saying, so the animals also are protecting whatever your family members are there. Usually we see based on different protections are there. So we can see here this army peoples are protecting our land. So they might be about their country. So whatever countries they are belonging, whatever the entire land or sea or air is there, they are trying to protect those things. Somebody, we are also in our, if some dangers comes into our family, we are also protecting our family members. So similarly animal also, they have their family members, they also try to protect. And then we are also seeing whatever things, or also whatever the position also we are having, so that also we are trying to do. So what this activity is known as defending. They are trying to defend their uh, person, they are trying to defend their relatives. The only thing is there. So we've seen this 18, ahar nidra bhaya maithun. So Srila Prabhupada says these four activities actually. What are the four activities which we have discussed? Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithun, which means Ahara means eating, Nidra means sleeping, Bhaya means defending, and mating means Maithun. So these are the 4 days. So if you see our many things, like if you see our whole life revolves around these 4 activities which we are discussing: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. There is no difference between us. Can somebody say, is there any difference between us and animals? So there is a way they do for that instant pleasure. If we also put food, they will also eat instantly. We also eat instantly. Is there no difference between them and us? We've heard some of the differences. Let us see some more differences. Let us discuss more, and then we'll be able to see. So there are, I'll be showing you some of the photos. Are these photos differences between us and animal? Okay. You can see in this left hand side some people are dancing. Yeah. In
Yes.
the right hand side also you can see that peacock is also
Peacock.
there. Both are dancing. Is there any differences?
No problem.
Both are dancing. Difference is there?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. We can say peacock nice dance better than the human beings. Is it not?
Both of them dance equally good in their own ways.
Yes. Okay. So somebody might be a bathroom singer also like me. Somebody, we can see this cuckoo will be there, or that in the morning, early time in the morning, when you say this cuckoo or the koel will be there, they will be singing so nicely. We want to hear them also. So there are a lot of singers are also there who are listening very like who used to sing very in a nice way. So is this a difference? Doing other activities like singing or this is there. So what is the difference actually between us and human like animals? Everything we are also doing, they are also doing the same thing. Can somebody answer what is the difference?
Prabhuji, animals can't use their brains the way humans use.
Okay, you mean to say that in animals brains are not developed.
No,
They're
brains
also
are there.
using their brains to
No, brains are there,
yeah.
but they don't use it the way we use it. Like we have so much facilities, Prabhuji. We use it. We know how to use technologies and all that.
Mhm. Yes, you're going more closer towards the answer. And need more devotees who wants
Yes.
to answer?
Prabhuji, the formation of the dance that the humans are making are formed with multiple people. So as a
Mhm.
single person, you cannot achieve that position naturally. If you look at the peacock, they have the natural feathers that they can close and open to themselves. So that's very natural.
Mhm, mhm. So usually human beings also put their feathers and then dance also. We are seeing the peacock also dancing. They also put this like what is the peacock figure and they dance like a peacock also. What do you think about that, Asta Mataji?
Usually peacock dances at when rain comes, then dance naturally. When rain comes, they will dance.
Okay, your all answers are correct. Let's see what is the difference
In
between.
our right, left, Prabhuji,
Yeah.
in our left hand side, we learn to dance, but it is a by God's gift, the peacock has the right to dance.
Mhm.
It is
So
its ability to, it is a God's gift, or it is a what you say, nature of the peacock to dance.
yeah, correct, Prabhu. So is it the difference between us and them that you're saying?
Yes,
Prabhuji,
sir.
can I answer?
Yes, Mataji.
Humans have more control over their senses than animals.
You're saying human beings have more control on the senses.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. We discussed in 7th chapter, you remember the 5 senses which you talk about?
Yes, Prabhuji. You mentioned about how different animals have different senses and that they cannot have control over all the senses like humans.
Okay. So we saw in each of the animals, there is some senses which is more prominent, and that's what happened. They degrade down themselves. Think about the human, all 5 senses are prominent. How much in danger we are.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is smell. The other one is nose. That one. Ear.
Yes, Prabhu. So we have seen these five senses which you talk about, which from that five perception we have through the eyes which we see, through the nose we hear, we smell, through the mouth we can taste and speak, through the ears we can see, hear, and through this leg, hands we can touch. So all the other things, five examples which are so the sense of touch was there, the difference between the elephant, how they get into that. The humans is having all the five senses together. So all these five senses goes around. If you see something bad, what will happen? Your mind will go towards that way. If you hear something bad, again you will go. Right now you're sitting at your home, somebody, your mother or your family members might be cooking, you might be smelling, or something is there, then your senses will drag towards that way. Human is having all the senses. Let's see today what is there. You all are perfectly correct, and that's how this discussion should be ordered. Okay, Gitanjali Mataji, you raised your hand. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Praji, Dhanna Pranam.
Dhanupram
Praji,
Mataji.
the difference between human and animals is like the animals cannot do the worship of a Lord, and he cannot understand to Krishna like anything about Krishna. He cannot hear, he cannot chant, he cannot do whatever we are doing right now. So this is the major difference between human and, because our main goal is to just know about Krishna, just know, just to wonder that who is Krishna, who we are. तो वो बेसिकली अपना कुछ ऐसे तत्व का ज्ञान नहीं कर सकते एनिमल्स.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. But there are different animals are also there. We have seen Gajraj is there. Garud is also there. They are also worshipping. We have heard a lot of animals are also there. Deers are also. They are also worshipping. Gau Matas are also there. They are also worshipping. There are many are there who go and sit in the temple and still they are listening.
But Praji, all all soul cannot be, do bhakti in the animal animal body. So this is what.
Correct. Correct, Mataji. Yes. One way, right also. Thank you, Mataji, for answering. Yashika Mataji says human have rules and regulation, but animals don't have. Yes, this is a valid point, one correct one. Let's see what is the difference, what we have and what Srila Prabhupada and what Shastra says. What is the common factor here which you are able to see here in this picture? Can somebody say? Answer
Uh,
is here.
all the anyone has a guru.
Yes. One more
Hi,
thing is there.
Krishna. Humans
Guru
have the
Shishya.
ability to ask question.
Yes, perfect, Mataji. We have seen this lady is asking a question. She have raised a hand. We are seeing how when we are Japa session was there, this photo was there. Narad Muni, his father and his guru was Brahmaji. He asked, in this Kali Yuga age, what is the mantra through which if people can chant and then go back to Godhead? He asked. Dwapar Yuga is finishing, Kali Yuga is coming. What is the mantra which people can deliver from that? Brahmaji answer, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If somebody chants this one, they can go back home, back to Godhead. So this is there. We are inquisitive. We are asking questions. Here is saying, if you don't know anything, what we are doing, we are trying and asking question whom somebody can answer. We also saw the example of Dhruva Maharaj also. He said, when Narad Muni said, well, kid, you go and play. And then Dhruva Maharaj said, no, can you give me a path? We discussed this one also in that, how we can reach our level high, how we can think big. We saw the story of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj said, Narad Muni, kindly let me know how I can worship the Supreme Personality of the Lord. So he asked, this is there. So the common factor between us and this is there. What is that? As Mataji said, we ask questions. So this is there. Everyone is asking the question. The common factor here is there. So Srila Prabhupada says, he writes in one of his book, and he says also, what are this question is there? We might be seeing what are these questions are there. So there are different kinds of questions which might be having. So I'll give you an example also. What kind of questions we usually have? So what happened one time? We can see when we were child, we were also having a lot of questions for there. So what is there? This child was walking with his father also, and then whatever like means for me also, first time when I go and day before yesterday when I was coming on the flight also, from my side, there was one gentleman who was age was 63, and he was like, for the first time he boarded on the flight, he had a lot of question. He was there, what is there, do will I'll get a fear, a heart attack will come, or something will happen if I go up, how it is there. So lot of question he was also. So when also we also child was there, what would happen, this child goes on inquiring constantly actually towards his father. He asks father so many odd things, and the father, in order to satisfy all his question, he tries to give answer. He say, okay, what is this? Then his father will say, okay, this is a tree, this is the fruit, and all this whatever questions we have actually, we try to ask our family members. And then so this time Srila Prabhupada was there when he was going. So what happened, suddenly there was a barati, or there was a position of marriage was going on. And so this when this child saw actually, and then he asked, okay, what is this, why these people are dancing on the road, and all something is there. When they saw this bridegroom on the party was passing through the tram car and all, this 5-year-old boy asked, means, dad, can you tell me what is this all possession is all about? And then he gave all those answers, and then this somehow this child was satisfied. And then after that, this child asked him, he asked his father, dad, can you tell me that are you married? And then whatever the people who was hearing this conversation, everyone started laughing. So this question gave a rise loud of laughter, everyone was starting laughing. And although the boy was perplexed, why everyone is actually laughing. But anyhow, somehow this boy was satisfied by his married father, whatever this answer he gave. So we see like a lot of people will be asking a lot of questions as there. So we, when it comes then further, actually, when we talk about those things, our questions usually revolves around these 4 activities only. If you see, what is this? Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Okay, morning, what you ate? Can somebody say? Okay, we'll try to cover different devotees. Yashika Mataji, what you had in the morning? North Indian.
Paratha, Prabhuji.
Okay. Balram Prabhu, what you had in the lunch?
I had rice, dal, and sambar.
Okay. Okay. What about dinner? Can somebody say what they are cooking? Astha Mataji, what are you cooking for dinner? Or Hema Mataji?
We are preparing chapatis, Prabhuji.
Sabjis?
Sabji, brinjal sabji, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. I'm also feeling hungry. But we think our questions usually revolve around, okay, yesterday what we ate, today also what we can eat. And daily we ask our family members, hey, tell me what you want to eat. So we revolve our questions easily solved, what you have ate, what is there. And then once we get married, we mate, and then we reproduce also. And then our question will be, oh, how I can sleep better. Okay, this mattress is not giving me a comfortable sleep also. Okay, let me buy this other mattress so we can sleep this one. And then defending is there, we are defending our country, we are defending our whatever possessions we are having, phone, whether it's phone or the other activities are there. That's how our questions is generally this 4 things only these people are generally asking. But they should be rather dealing with what should be the questions should be there. This is their self-realization. People doesn't think about themselves actually. So there are 4 kinds of, is there say, Athato Brahma Jigyasu. So there are 84 lakh of yonis are there. So what is the goal of your life? Actually, when we ask question like this, who am I? Why am I suffering? Who is God? Why I am getting so much of suffering there? Why I am rich? Why I am poor? Why I'm like this? So when this kind of question, this manushyam is a saying, manushya janma, human born, if somebody is born, insan is a saying, insan or the human born are those person who is jigyasu. Jigyasu means they ask questions. So we saw, but questions also depends on very varieties are there. And once they ask question, whatever answers they get, they are satisfied. If they are not satisfied, they again keep on searching for these answers. So what happens? So this human beings are like a rational animal actually. So that's the reason we are jigyasu. So that's the reason we ask question, and that's the reason we have born as a real. So the more and more jigyasas. So it's just in the most intelligent person are those kind of person who ask questions actually, who ask questions. And they can ask, what will happen if I die? What will happen about my goal? Whatever is there. So as a saying, this human beings is giving a buddhi to inquire about this subject. So when a person who inquires about this question, then he's saying he's a intelligent person. Is a saying, man means who am I? This tense is there. What is my duty? What is my kartavya is there? Why I have came to this material world? Why I am not born in this water? Who is the supreme controller who is controlling everything? Okay, we have a prime minister of this nation is there. There are different ministers and presidents are there who's controlling this who is controlling this world. What is difference between dull matter and living entities? When we start inquiring this kind of question, this is known as a self realization. Who am I? So inquiry is about the supreme source of everything. Everything is being controlled by someone. Who is that? So that's this is a saying her means in every jiva, every human beings is buddhi is there. So, but when this manushya or the human being is when he asks his spiritual identity, I am this body or I am this soul. So it's known as a adhyatmika roop. And then this is known as a real intelligence, or this one is there. So what Krishna is also saying, what is this athato brahma jigyasa? So Vedanta Sutra says now one should inquire about the Brahman, the absolute truth, the transcendental spirituality. So he's saying this Parikshit Maharaj asked Sukadev Goswami, so what should I do? Only 7 days are left. What should I do? So who am I? He asked. And the Prabhupada says, one should be inquiring in this Srimad Bhagavatam also. This is mentioned there. I say in this human form of life, actually, one should put many questions to him himself, actually, and ask his intelligence in various forms. There are other lower species of human form are also there, but their intelligence is not developed. It doesn't go beyond the range of primary necessities of life. So what are these necessities of four things which we have discussed right now? That is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Usually see the other species of life, which is dogs, cats, and tigers, are also very, very busy in trying to find something, what? Something to eat, something, a place where they can sleep, and then the same thing what they are having, they're trying to defend themselves, and in order to enjoy, they have that sexual intercourse, and then that's what they want to enjoy, or that's and that. So human form of life, if you see, one should be very intelligent to enough to ask question. Oh, from why am I different from the other person? Why he's working in a duty in a very good way? Who is this controller? So when we ask this kind of question, difference between matter and the living entity, there are movable objects, there are trees are there, 84 lakhs trees, unis in the trees are also there, they're not able to move. So there are so many questions are there, and the person who's actually intelligent should simply inquire about the supreme source of everything, athato brahma jigyasu. So where are we absolute? What is this absolute dream? When we inquire about the Brahma, we have discussed in Bhagavad Gita also, there are 3 stages are there. At least we should reach up to the stage of Brahman. Then we'll be able to understand who we are and why we are coming. And so this is this Athato Brahma Jiga. So this is mentioned in one of the very beautiful sloka is also there in Hitopadesha. Our generally this 4 activities goes on like that. Okay, I request any devotees want to read this sloka. Who wants to give it a try? Hima Mataji, want to try it? Oh, she's there. Oh, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Ahara nidra bhaya maitunam cha samanyam ita pashubhir naranam dharmo hi teshyam adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pashubhi samanha. Both animals and humans share the activities of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But the special properties of the humans is that they are able to engage in spiritual life. Therefore, without spiritual life, humans are on the level of animals.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji, for reading out. So, see, Ahar, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithun. So, these four activities, if we are able to see here, this other human beings are also doing, and the animals are also doing eating, mating, sleeping, defending. And both are common in animals, but how we are different? This self realization is only possible in humans. Inquisitiveness. That's the reason Mataji was saying we can inquire, we can use our brain, and then we can inquire for the further things. And as Gitanjali Mataji was also saying, it's easy in the human form of body to know about this self-realization, because since we are inquisitive, we have that intelligence. The intelligence is a factor. See, when animal kills, they don't fear this wrong or bad, but if you do something wrong, even if you don't say to anybody, deep down in your heart you will be feeling, okay, I have done something wrong. So that is because of your intelligence is there, which is highly developed in the human beings when compared to this one. So is a saying we can able to see this not in our body also, but others. We are also able to think about the others people also, like animals, why they are suffering is there. So in Bhagavad Gita 15.15 chapter also say, Sarvasya chaham hirdi sanvisto mattam smriti jnanam apoham cha. So Krishna says, of all the living entities, in that I'm seated in the heart, and from me what comes? Remembrance. Krishna is saying smriti, is saying smriti, remembrance, knowledge, and they saying forgetfulness. So vismriti. So Krishna is saying, Krishna is saying here, because you have also taken so many births and you have done some pious karma in your previous life, that's the reason you have got this body of a human form of life. We have already crossed this 84 lakh species, and that's the reason we have got. So when we are in the body of animal or pashu, we forgot what we are actually. Why? Because Krishna is saying, I give apoham cha. So Krishna is saying, I make you forget. So suppose if I was a pig in my previous birth, if I remember right now, if I'm eating food, what I'll be thinking, what I used to eat my previous like. So suppose if you are having suppose me and Asta Mataji was a brother and sister, and this in this life we become something else. Or suppose in the previous life somebody becomes was a husband and wife, and then in this birth they're able to remember they have become sister and means brother and sister. How tragic it will be there. In your previous in this life only, if we mistreat somebody, we are not able to like tolerate, or we are not able to think, okay, why you have done right and wrong. So that's the difference is there. So that's what Krishna is saying. Then the furthest is in this manushya, this human monk, we have gone, we have got one opportunity given by the Lord, ki this relation or this sambandh, what is between us and the Lord, is that relation we can understand. That's the reason we have given this opportunity. Everyone was saying that we like, if I'm get an opportunity the next birth, I want to become a human. Why to take risk? Prabhupada used to say, complete this in this birth only. Don't take risk. You have already been given a chance so many times. We have also got a chance, and still we don't want to go back home, back to God. We have so many desires are there. So human form is Krishna is saying, we have got the buddhi, we have got that intelligence to ask appropriate questions. Who am I? We discuss why I'm suffering. So when people inquire and they see I'm suffering, then who is God? When we ask this type of question, it's known as Atma Tattva, which is known as self-realization, Atma Sashakar. And the person is a saying, Srila Prabhupada used to say, those person who doesn't do this kind of self-realization is none other than better than a pashu or an animal one. So the conclusion, if I say, unless a living entity is inquisitive about self-realization, he is nothing but an animal. So we have discussed. We'll quickly see. Okay, what are these four similarities which is there between animal and us? Who wants to answer? Okay, somebody is being.
Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithun. Eating, mating, defending. So,
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Yashika Mataji says, how do we come to know what is the correct answer of our question? How do we know whom to trust? See, this is first chapter is there, which is known as what is the difference between animal and human. So the second chapter, if you see in the second chapter, we'll be talking about your when your question when you have asked. Next week we will be discussing the source of knowledge. What is the source of knowledge? So there is reference which Krishna have already told. Okay, this is there. So whatever according to the scriptures it is given, it is correct. We'll be discussing this whatever Yashika Mataji have asked the question, what is the correct answer, it's been given, or what is the source of that knowledge. We'll be talking about that next question. Anyhow, you have told, so I said like that. Okay, we'll be further progressing and we'll see uh, nectar of the holy name. This is the second section which we are about to start, nectar of the holy name. And in this we'll see why we chant the holy name of the Lord. So who wants to read this? Abhiram Prabhu, is it possible? Or Sanjay Prabhuji, Lakshmi Mataji, is it possible to read, please? Hare Krishna. Okay. Lakshmi Mataji, Gitanjali Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Ruji, I can try.
Yeah, Mataji, please go ahead.
Narottama Das Thakur sings Hari Hari Viple Janma Gaunahu. My dear Lord Krishna, I have simply wasted my time. Why? Mansuya Janmana Paya Radha
मनुष्य
Krishna.
जन्म पाया राधा कृष्ण ना भाजिया जानिया सुनिया विषय खाइनु.
Jane, because
Because I
I have received the human from form of life which is meant for understanding Krishna, yet I have simply wasted my time by not taking advantage of this opportunity. I have done everything but worship Radha Krishna. Therefore I have taken poison knowingly. When one takes a poison knowingly, he commits suicide, and not taking advantage of human form is something like that. If we do not understand Krishna in this life, we are knowingly taking poison. This material life is just like a blazing forest fire. Eating, sleeping, enjoying sex, and defending are the main material activities. When we are engaged simply in these things, our heart are always burning as if we had taken poison. How can we be crude?
yeah, thank you Mataji for reading. So here in this a very beautiful bhajans. If you search on Google, also you'll be getting Narottama Dasa Thakur as saying, "Manushya janma paya Radha Krishna na bhajiya, janiya shunya vish khainu." So Krishna, say, see, our acharyas have taught us how we can worship Krishna. Also, he's saying, and see, Narottama Das Thakur was always 24/7 was always worshipping Krishna. And then he is saying, I have just, my dear Krishna, I have just simply wasted my time. I've got this human form of life, but still I haven't understood you. I have just simply wasted my time by not taking this opportunity of human form what I have got. So he's saying, I have done all other activities, but I haven't worshipped you. So that's what Krishna here, Narottam Das Thakur is saying. So the person who is not taking to Krishna consciousness is taking a slow poison. We have got this human form of life, but once we are not taking, it's a taking, we are wasting this human form of life. So we are taking just like a poison, and slowly we are going towards the death. So it's a saying the person is taking this like a poison knowingly is a like a spiritual suicide. Narottam Das Thakur says, why he's committing this suicide? Because our spiritual like person like there are two experts. One is material expert, one is spiritual person. Person who is not taken to bhakti is known doing a spiritual suicide, because again in this life also he's not doing and not taking the advantage of this one. Is saying, if we don't understand Krishna in this life, we are taking poison. That's what Narottam Das Thakur used to say. So he's just saying this material life is just like a blazing fire. So why it is known as a blazing fire? How much when the forest fire is there, everything and anything it's get burned. So these four things which Srila Prabhupada says are the four regulated principles which we need to follow. These are the things: eating, sleeping, these are the things are there. So which we'll be discussing further also. So the more you do, the more you desires you have. What will happen? You won't be able to control that. It will have more. If you want to eat, you can't satisfy your senses. It will ask more and more. It cannot be done. So is a saying how to satisfy these senses, and we rise of these four activities there. How we can differentiating us and human like animal is there to go above these four activities. And what we should be doing, we should be always be engaging simply in these things where our hearts are burning. So if we go against, and then how it can be cured is when we chant the holy Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we should chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Maybe we can chant from next class onwards. After this, I have a next section also which we want to cover, and maybe from next time onwards we'll stick to that. So this the nectar of holy name is there. That's the reason is Krishna is giving you the medicine. We are all disease. Everyone who is there, Krishna says this material world is known as dukkhalam, ashashram. Everyone is suffering from other problems, and how it can be cured is by only taking the shelter of the holy name. We'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Please don't go away, because with that only we will be able to understand what we are actually. We'll go to the third section, which is known as preaching is the essence. Who wants to read this one? Okay, let's any volunteer? Ganga Mataji, is it possible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
A sadhu, as described above, is a devotee of the Lord. His concern, therefore, is to enlighten people in devotional service to the Lord. That is his mercy. He knows that without devotional service to the Lord, human life is spoiled. A devotee travels all over the country from door to door, preaching, be Krishna conscious, be a devotee of Lord Krishna. Don't spoil your life in simply fulfilling your animal propensities. Human life is meant for self-realization or Krishna consciousness. These are the preachings of a sadhu. He is not satisfied with his own liberation. He always thinks about others. The sadhu has the thankless task of impressing upon them the importance of devotional service. Sometimes devotees are personally attacked with violence. Lord Jesus Christ was crucified. Haridasa Thakura was carried in 22 marketplaces, and Lord Chaitanya's principal assistant Nityananda was violently attacked by Jage and Madai, but still they were tolerant because their mission was to deliver the fallen souls. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji, for reading. So what we are trying to say is this preaching is this essence. So every day we are covering through an important topics. Whatever knowledge we are getting, we are trying to give it to the others. That's how we can help the society. So this is section is known as preaching is the essence. So we know, like suppose if I give you a gulab jamun any prasadam, any good things, if you get, you also try to share with your family and friends. So whatever you have learned, what we try to do is like learn those things and try to give it to this. So that's what the how sharing will be coming. So whatever you have learned, so that's how we slowly if you start preaching, what will happen? Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, anyone who preaches the message of the Lord is the most dearest one to me, and I make sure that at the end of this lifetime he will come back home, back to my Godhead. That's what he's saying, because we are taking an additional responsibility to preach to others, as that they are all, everyone is suffering, though they are thinking like, okay, I am earning so much of money, having so much of money, and so much of houses are there. I'm having such a good wife, I'm having such a good husband, I'm having such a good kids, but everyone is in deep down they are suffering, and that's why the real suffering is there. We'll discuss in the further classes also. But is saying a sadhu, who is the sadhu? The definition is there. Is that sadhu is another one, a devotee of the Lord. So all of the devotees who have joined here, you are also preaching. So you're all sadhus. So that's the reason. Anyone who's preaching the message of the Lord is the sadhu. So why is known as a sadhu? Because his only concern is that to enlighten the people in the devotional service of the light. Because everyone thinks, okay, whatever we are earning, whatever family lives are there, everything we'll be having here only. And they think like they're accumulating so much of wealth, uh, houses and everything, and they're thinking like I'll be able to enjoy this endlessly. And so many janmas we have already taken, but it's not. So that's we saying when a sadhu or when a devotee is saying, we say Srila Prabhupada was not there. So today we and you won't be able to discuss this topic because of Srila Prabhupada only we are able to discuss this service. So he says he's a Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava, sadhu of the Lord. His concern was only to enlighten people. That is the real mercy. So through how Krishna will help us through the Vaishnavas or through this Srila Prabhupada, when we read this book, this Srila Prabhupada is not with us. When you read these books, 100% I can guarantee you whatever questions you are having, everything will be clear. If somebody reads Bhagavad Gita only, 99.99% his questions will be automatically answered. But once somebody needs to read it scrutinizingly, like studying how you need to do. And the same shloka, if you read right now, after 1 year, if you read the same shloka, you'll be getting a different meaning. How you're able to proceeding devotional service, the same you'll be having a different taste will be there. So he's saying, because this Vaishnava knows without this devotional service, actually no one can actually proceed in this human life is actually we are spoiling, nobody's seeing, but yes, everyone is there. So that's the reason Srila Prabhupada is to travel all around. See, at the 69 years of age, he could have sit down in the Vrindavan. Lot of people in their olden age, they go to Vrindavan and they think because it's any person who leaves there, body goes home back home to Godhead. So it's there. So that's the reason that Srila Prabhupada takes a physical appearance, takes a kasta. He does on his, he doesn't care about his thing, and then he travel all the country from door to door. He go and he be preaching, please be Krishna conscious, please chant the holy name of the Lord. And when somebody is there and he says, please become a devotee of this Lord. He says, so don't like we shouldn't be spoiling our life just how we the animals are destroying it, because we can't think here. Human life is meant for doing self-realization or Krishna consciousness. So everyone starting also said, so please utilize this life in preaching. And when you start preaching, what will happen? Krishna will also give you a mercy, and then what will happen? And Srila Prabhupada, what happens? This if you see this ISKCONs are having this gurus are also there. So we have also so many of anarthas are also there. The responsibility lies with the guru. So until and unless we doesn't go back home, back to Godhead, Guru takes the responsibility. Not in only this lifetime, we'll be taking in another lifetime also. Guru will come and take us back home to Godhead. So Guru is just how the father holds the hand of a child and walk us through that. So Guru is also there. Through the mercy of the Guru, we are able to understand. In 4.34, we have discussed how when we surrender to the Guru, Guru will be showing us that knowledge is there. So he's just thinking he's not satisfied with his own liberation. Srila Prabhupada is to say, even if I need to go to hell also, I will go and preach there. So he can say, no, 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 I will be there with Krishna only. I'll be not taking birth. So see, for us, he's taking birth and like liberating us. So that's the reason. Real sadhu is the Srila Prabhupada, pure Vaishnava, and all his Guru Maharaj, all his disciples are there, all pure Vaishnavas. So he always thinks about the others. So sadhu has the is have a given a task. Then how we can cultivate the people, and like people are always suffering is there. So sometimes we have seen Jesus Christ also, he was the son of the God was there, so he was saying this. So we have day before yesterday 25th we have like celebrated Christmas is there on the Christmas. Jesus Christ, since I came from a Catholic school, so we know this history. So Jesus Christ was like taken a birth on Christmas, and then we have seen how he was crucified. His whole this hand, it was like crucified legs and all. He has sacrificed his life. So does how we can proceed in the life. Haridas Thakur, Brahmaji you had like in this it is saying he was a Muhammadan and he was taking the holy name of the Lord, and he was saying if you take the holy name of the Lord, Mughal ruler was saying we'll beat you. He was beating there, like day and night he was beating there, and that's the reason the people who were beating them, he was saying, Haridas Thakur, you please lie down. If you are alive, means king have ordered us. If he is alive, then we won't be alive. Then he just fell down, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and lifted him, and that's how he was there. So he was so merciful. He was always thinking, like in this marketplace, he was beating with a hunter, but still he was thinking, he was asking them. And we see how in the story of Jagai Maghai also, which we have discussed in Gita 18 days, how Nityanand Prabhu or Balram Prabhu, when he was attacked by Jadhai and Madhai, but still he was saying, oh Jagai Madhai, the devotees of the Lord, please chant the holy name of the Lord. So that's the compassion, that's the mercy which is there saying. But still they were so tolerant, and because their mission was higher, their mission was to deliver the fallen souls. So that's what, whatever you have learned, try to give it to others. So whatever we have learned, this is coming up to this fourth section, and there's a few minutes of videos is there. Maybe it will summarize whatever we have discussed, and after that we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and then post will take a question answer. Thank you. This one also, Yashika Mataji, for asking question. Maybe I'll request if you have any question also, you can put in like group chat box also, so that other devotees can also read. It will benefit them also. And there is no right and wrong answer, Mataji. You can ask anything. If I don't know the answer, I'll ask my senior devotees and come back to them. But whatever you are asking, and kindly remember one thing, Srila Prabhupada used to always tell one thing, important thing. Whatever we are telling, don't believe kindly. Inquire that, read books, then you will be coming to them. And next week we'll be discussing about what is the source of knowledge which we, as Mataji ask one question, how we come to know what is correct answer of our question. How do we know whom to trust? We should be like trusting the scriptures, because the scriptures are being spoken by the Lord. We'll discuss that one in the next one also, Mataji. Okay, let's see one video, small one, to understand actually what is this human being, what is there. We'll understand. Just is it audible? Are you able to hear the sound? Or I guess maybe I'll unshare and just click on that audio. Okay, devotees, can somebody please confirm if you are able to hear the audio?
No, Prabhuji.
No,
Okay,
Prabhuji.
now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
School,
No.
school, high
Okay,
school,
I'll just play
college.
from again starting. I'll raise the volume. Yeah, its volume is correct. Okay, I'm playing it again.
You've gone to school, grade school, high school,
Yeah, sorry.
college, and university, and you've learned a lot of things, either in training or have been educated for a career. But have you ever gone to a school that teaches you to be human? Yeah, I mean that. A school that teaches how to be a human being. Now hold on, you may say, I am a human being. But my answer to that would be, how do you know? How do you know what a human being is? Okay, rather than argue, let's go to the Oxford Dictionary. It says, human being, a man, woman, or child of the species Homo sapiens, distinguished from other animals by superior mental development, power of articulate speech, and upright stance. So, that definition hits the problem on the head. Oxford defines you as an intelligent, upright, articulate animal. Yes, it says humans are a species of animal. But aside from this, there's another wiser definition of a human being. The definition of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the
Mute. Okay. Yeah.
The definition of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the universally accepted authority on yoga and dictionary on human conduct and human personal development. The Gita defines a human being as someone who uses his or her superior intelligence to understand that the purpose of life is self-realization and liberation, and who practices spiritual discipline to attain that topmost liberation. A human being is more than an intelligent animal. So, having heard what a human being is, let's consider what an animal is and turn to the Bhagavad Gita. It defines an animal as a living entity that does four things. It eats, sleeps, mates, and defends. So, if education is about training our higher intelligence for a more refined and elaborate kind of eating, sleeping, sex, and defense, then we remain nothing else than refined animals. Not humans, but sophisticated animals. Animals with skirts, suits, and ties, animals with mobile phones and airplanes, animals with atom bombs and rock and roll, and animals who have sex in high-rise buildings, but animals nonetheless. And education that does not teach the science of self-realization is education for an elaborate animal existence. Dear watcher, it's a travesty that humans, in the name of education, have been systematically degraded to the stature of animals. It's unfortunate, but true. It's here in the Oxford Dictionary. So, what is human schooling? The education to be a human is the education that teaches us how to distinguish matter from spirit, to identify ourselves as spiritual beings, completely distinct from our bodies, which are really like clothes covering the soul. Human education is about understanding how we have become degraded to the level of animals, and how we are bound in a world where we struggle for just a meager existence. How did we come to this humiliating condition? And how can we free ourselves from bondage? By following the science of Bhakti Yoga, by chanting the mantra of deliverance, and by living in a way that we are free of karma, not bound by it. Yes, that is the education that teaches us not about eating, sleeping, mating, and defense, but about self-realization. How can you avail yourself of such education? Right now I'm here in Krishna Valley in Hungary. This is the place to receive such an education. Other than self-sufficiency, more important than self-sufficiency, we teach self-realization. And I understand perfectly well that you may not be able to come here. Then for you, I suggest our home study guide. This course is afforded by reading the Bhagavad Gita. It is the primary textbook that we use. It contains the original text translated, and for further guidance, elaborate explanatory notes by my self-realized guru. Unfortunately, you probably didn't get this knowledge at school. Make up at home for what you missed at school. Learn from the Bhagavad Gita. You will realize for yourself what real education means.
Yeah. Was it helpful, devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, yes.
Yeah, thank you. So maybe a lot of in that last week we have sent this maybe link also, and Shraddhavan means, so this Bhakti Vriksha is also divided on certain categories, which will be coming, we'll be discussing in further classes also. So basically, Shraddha means faith. So all of you have some faith, you have developed some faith. So that's the reason we saw there were more than 170 devotees were there in that group. Out of 170s, only 30 to 40 devotees were qualified for they have attended those complete 18 days. And after that also, a lot of devotees are there in Bhakti Vriksha groups also. in that we are able to say around 10 somebody today's, maybe due to some traveling or reasons it might be there. We'll see from next round onwards, we'll try to increase our devotees member also, such that it will help them try and not to miss the classes, because this will be weekly classes. And if you miss maybe further it won't be able. You see, watching videos online like recording, it gives a different. When you're attending it at least 1 hour, you are attentive. So when you're taking one hour of time of for Krishna will also make sure that you will be coming back to him. So for devotees who have taken a vow, we have discussed also, if they chant one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra daily, that is known as a Shraddhavan. For them, maybe after this, there will be 8 to 10 rounds are there. I'll be maintaining. I'll be taking an attendance also, and maybe yeah, I know everyone devotees are at least chanting one of Hare Krishna Mahamant. I'll request please continue doing that. And when you're taking about like you're taking 10 minutes of time and giving to Krishna will be very pleased. So that's what at the end we'll be giving. And I guess there are no hard and fast rule for taking this Shraddhavan certificates also. Anyone who is want to progress in devotional service, they can already fill the form. When we'll be having this ceremony, as we have this Gita Gyan, I'm right now in the temple also. So we'll put all the certificate in front of the Lord, and the Lord will be giving you the mercy such that you are able to continue your chanting also. Because this is the easiest and the quickest method which we can proceed in the devotional service also. I guess all the devotees have already filled up the form, which have already circulated in the group for Shraddhavan. We'll be sure, like maybe next week or something, we'll be having this ceremony, which all the devotees who have taken a sankalp to at least start their spiritual journey. So for them, certificate will be given. Okay, I'm back there in Bangalore. Whoever persons are there, do visit the temple. Right now also, if you are there, if you're able to, so Bhagavad Gita classes is there. Definitely, everything I can give, but maybe Prashadam I can't give you online. You need to come for offline only. So that's a request. If you are there in Bangalore, please do come. And for any question and answer, maybe we'll be taking after this one. The most important thing is that if you want to proceed in devotional service, we need to chant the holy name of the Lord. So I'll quickly unshare my screen, and I'll request devotees if they can turn on their cameras. We'll chant together Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and today we will chant without music. We'll hear each other. Yeah. Okay, I'll start. Devotees, they can turn on
2 minutes, 20 minutes before food.
Yeah, Balram Prabhu, you are saying something? Okay, I'll just spotlight everyone such that we'll be able to continue. Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Devotees, I can request you, or you can unmute yourself. We want to hear each other. That's the reason devotee association and chanting will give you more blissful also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Rama Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Okay, I hope everyone have completed. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashati Gaura Bhakta Vinda. Thank you, devotees, for chanting, and at least try to make in a life such a way that at least daily you should chant one round of minimum Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and Krishna will give you knowledge, and whatever impurities are there in the heart, you will be able to progress in devotional service. With this, next week, I guess it falls on the 5th of January 2023, we'll be having the next session known as Chapter 2 or Week 2, which will discuss source of knowledge. We'll see where the knowledge is coming from and what is the source, which knowledge we should be reading or not reading. We'll be discussing more on that. And with that,
Prabhuji,
maybe.
on Sunday also there is a class.
Yes, Prabhu, that all the special classes will be there. This Bhakti Vriksha is only weekly, one day it will be there. So most probably we'll be having only on Thursday. We are trying to fix days due to some other engagement. If somebody is coming or something will be there, we'll try to. Or if Gita Gyan batch again one starts, so we might shift it to a different day, because this time only, evening time only, we take classes. So yeah, now the stage is open for question and answer. If somebody is having any questions, please feel free to ask. And we should also remember, if you're asking questions, it will help you to improve also, and it might help other devotees also to proceed. Yeah, maybe I'll stop the recording. Yeah, for the other devotees.